Hey there, Donna.
Hello. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Now I can. My
Oh,
sound was off. I had um I was at a meeting and I think I shut it off because they were screaming at each other.
oh no. Which meeting was that?
It's Sundays and it's a group of people regarding Prop 9 and 10 from different cities up and down the coast of California. Well, up and down California.
Mhm.
And they're just discussing methods to get out of dealing with Scott Wiener and his ridiculous um, 9, I mean, Prop 9 or whatever it is, and then I think 10 too. So I monitor it as often as I can. It's on Sundays at 4 o'clock. So
Yeah,
I
is
just
that
check.
SB9? Is that the
Yes,
one? Yeah,
yes.
okay.
So
Yeah,
I just kind of listen and see what's going on. They're trying to organize, and sooner or later, something, people hate it. I don't even know how they continue to keep it going.
yeah.
But somebody's voting for them, so they need to work with that
Yeah.
sooner or later. But so hopefully we'll get a few people tonight. I sent out reminders and I did talk to Anna. She's asking Officer Ortega to attend.
Oh, okay.
She was
Finally.
remind him. Yeah, I told her I didn't know if he existed still. But she told me that he's been uh, working. A group of them have been sent to city council. So
Oh,
she even had to go. She says she'll do anything not to go again. I know it's horrible. I know what it's like. I've been down there.
yeah. You were down there when a whole bunch of chaos was going on.
Oh yeah. So it hasn't really improved. I don't know if it's quite as bad, but they're still trying to get rid of De Leon and he's still trying to hang on.
Yeah. I listen to it a couple of days a week. I just put it on the background when I'm trying to do some other stuff. So,
Yeah.
for the first 2 hours of the meeting, it's just people in person or people calling in, all complaining.
Chaos.
Yeah.
And then there's I'm going to say there's about 4 people who are certifiably insane.
Mm.
And they are there. That's what they do every day. And they wait their turn and then they just talk nonsense. Those people are the most patient people in the world. I don't know what I would do.
Listen, and I am all for freedom of speech on every level, but let me tell you, when they start calling them all kind of names, and then the city attorney, they say mean things about him, it is
Just
just
all
like,
kinds of stuff.
yeah.
And when I was there, I wasn't really good because I kept telling them they need to sit down and be quiet. And then there were a few of us like that. So it was kind of fun. And then Diane Lawrence, who's a neighbor,
Yeah,
and
I know,
this,
Diane.
yeah, well, she
Yeah.
went started up a party, and then that didn't work out too well because there was a few of us who went up against her, and she was trying to argue with us, and that didn't work out.
Mhm.
So it was funny. So I don't know. City council, I went those few times because it was necessary. As far as wanting to go all the time, forget it. No way.
What about this shooting out there in Monterey Park?
Oh yeah. And
Just
I'm not even understanding. Thank goodness that young man just fought him off and took the gun. He was
Mhm.
trying to go to another site. And
Mhm.
apparently they called them. Thank goodness they did.
Mhm.
Because these people went from spot to spot, the
Right.
two dance places, and someone was thoughtful enough to actually call and say, this is what's happened over here. Be careful. And that he was on alert. Because if he hadn't been on alert, who knows what would have happened.
Right. Right.
But and
Um, go
he
ahead.
did well.
Yeah.
Of course, he was a whole lot younger than that man.
Right.
And
But
he
you
was,
never know when you'll be called on to have courage in a situation.
yes,
You just, and it really kind of depends on what kind of character you have, if you're
right.
gonna step up or not. So,
And it wasn't a group, it was him by himself.
yeah.
If it had been a group, he'd have been in trouble, because all it would have needed was about 5 women.
Yeah.
And everybody had a broom and a mop. And he would have been outnumbered.
Yeah.
So we would have been standing there acting like we're cleaning, and went off and beat him down. It would have been something. But, it's just a matter, like you said, you never know how you'd respond. Of course, women, and if anyone went after your kid, then you got a problem there too,
Right.
because
Right.
that's a total step over.
Yeah.
One step too far.
Right.
So no, it was crazy. It really is. And they tell the way they said he was building weapons or
Mm.
silencers. He had all kinds of stuff in his space. So
Yeah.
he was,
You just never know.
you'd never know. You wouldn't have thought that man. And they said he would come there, and he was a very good dancer. They hired him,
Mm.
and he enjoyed, because it's so nice that they have a space. There used to be dance studios all over in different cities and areas, and that they went away. But you see signs. I know there's one down, I don't know if it's Normandy or what, it's Western, in Gardena. There
Hmm.
used to be a dance studio, and the sign is still there. It's historic.
Mm.
They've kept it on the building. And I remember other places they had those. I think there probably was one on Adams, and around right in our area, you would find a bunch of theaters that you didn't know were theaters.
Hmm.
But the marquee is still out front.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hello?
Hello,
Yes, hi. Is it Officer Ortega?
this is Officer Ortega. Yes.
Hi, it's Donna Jones.
Hi, how are you guys?
We're good. We'll probably start in about 5 minutes.
No worries, I'm here.
Okay, thank you for coming.
No problem.
So,
I think there was another shooting. I didn't get a chance to see it on the news, but there was
there
some
is.
breaking. Huh?
I did see that. You're right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just got some breaking news on my phone up north.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know what to do about guns. Do you know what I mean? It's it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
just crazy.
Well, we could hopefully get rid of the opportunity to purchase ammunition.
Yeah. Well, they limited, oh, here comes Kimberly. They did
Okay.
limit them, to 10
Yeah.
or some small amount of bullets, or that you
Yeah.
have to go in and get registered every time you want to buy some. So
Yes. Hello? You're muted.
Not anymore. How is everyone this morning or this afternoon or evening, wherever we are?
Hi, Kimberly.
Yeah.
How are you? So nice to
I'm-
meet you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
I
meet you as
spoke
well.
to you some time back about the Leslie Shaw Park
Yes.
sale.
Yes.
Said we had a conversation. I'm
Yes.
Donna, and then you're seeing Teresa.
Okay. All right.
And
Well,
on the call, we have our park ranger, police officer, Officer Ortega. So he'll speak for us in a few minutes. We'll hopefully get maybe one or two other people. So we'll hold for a minute.
okay. Sounds good.
Thank you for coming.
No problem. It's my pleasure.
And Donna, I asked Laura to stop in if she could, just
Yeah.
to give us a little bit of history and,
That'd be great.
you know,
So I'm
Yeah.
we're hopeful. That would be good because it
Yeah.
gives some background. I'm hoping someone is coming from South Seas. I know that Monica couldn't make it, but
right.
I was hopeful Gavin or someone would attend.
So, well, I'm like, we have Kimberly, so I'm not going to worry about it. If you're talking to us, Kimberly, we can't hear you because you're on mute.
You know what it says? Half Moon Bay, 7 people.
That's a
There
while
was a
ago.
shooting.
I saw your lips
Okay.
moving, so I didn't know if you were talking to us or if you had someone in your office. So,
No, I'm actually at home. And
Oh.
what I was saying is, I don't know why it keeps muting me, but anyway, Monica won't be joining us, but I asked her to send me notes
Oh,
based
good.
on the questions that were posed to her previously.
oh, okay, great.
Good. Well, and it looks like Laura's coming in. We'll start at 5 minutes after, if that's okay, Teresa.
Sure, Donna. Sure.
Yeah, I know you do the YouTube or something.
Yeah, we're already streaming, and
Okay.
I'll bring up the agenda and go through the requirements whenever you're ready to get started. So we'll
It's
give it a
just
couple more
3
minutes.
after, so I'm hoping maybe a couple others.
Okay.
But Laura's here and she's
Okay, it's 7:05, Donna. How about we get started?
I agree. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for taking the time out of a busy day to join us. And welcome to UNNC's Parks Committee and on Monday, January 23rd, 7:05. Okay, why don't we get started?
Okay, so we are conducting this meeting virtually due to the directive AB 361 on the orders of the state of California. Below is the agenda, and I'll scroll through it quickly. We're hoping, I believe in February, the governor is lifting that mandate and we'll be able to start meeting in person. And we have some items on the agenda that will talk about how we'd like to proceed with that. So welcome, we'll do introductions. We have Officer Ortega here, who's going to give us an update about the parks. Kimberly, our director, Monica Ben-Amin, is not here tonight, but her supervisor is, and she'll give us an update on these items. We're going to talk about the hybrid meetings that we'd like to have with the UNNC, HPOZ, and West Adams Avenues. The necessity for some exterior storage and at the South Seas House, and a shade sale for the swing area. And also with old business, we're going to follow up on the computer lab survey that we'd like to send out to the public. So are there any questions on the agenda? Well, since there aren't, how about we just go around and do introductions really quickly? I'll go first, Don, if you don't mind.
Oh, please.
Okay, I'm Teresa Masonette. I represent the West Adams Avenues on the board of the United Neighborhoods Neighborhood Council, and I'm also co-chair of the Recreation and Parks Committee. Donna?
Hi, everyone. I'm Donna Jones. I'm co-chair with Teresa of this committee, Parks Committee for the UNNC area. And there are several parks that we seek to try to help and maintain and oversee. Laura?
You're on mute, Laura. Officer Ortega?
Hi, good evening. This is Officer Ortega with LAPD Security Services Division. I cover Southwest Division for all City of LA parks, libraries, and city facilities. So if there's any concerns, you can address them to me. I have forwarded to everybody my contact information through LAPD, along with my cell phone number. If anybody needs it again, I will forward it again.
Great, thank you, Officer Ortega. Right now, we're just doing introductions. Sandra, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Sandra Poor from Jefferson Park. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you for coming. And Kimberly?
Yes, my name is Kimberly Simone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great. My name is Kimberly Simone, and I am the new Principal Recreation Supervisor 2 of the Metro region. I have previous experience working with neighborhood councils. I was originally previously in the Pacific region, so I'm familiar with the parks in the area as well. And that's pretty much it.
Great. Thank you very much for coming, Kimberly. Why don't we go get a report from Officer Ortega? I think that's the next thing on the agenda. Oh, we have public comments. Does anybody have any public comments? No? Okay. Then Officer Ortega, why don't you give us your update?
Okay, once again, good evening. Thank you. I know the biggest concern has been Benny H. Potter. And unfortunately, I do have to apologize with everything going on at City Council, in City Hall. I've been pretty much tied up there Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I do work either Monday through Thursday or Tuesday through Friday. So which really only gives me one day to be out in the field. So I do stay in close contact with Anna Marie from Southwest, and we do share information. I know for a while it was the concern of the graffiti in the park. Both Anna Marie and myself have been in contact with Rec and Parks maintenance and try to get the graffiti covered up as quick as possible. We both feel that, by not leaving it there for a long time, it kind of deters them from coming back and doing it, on a more regular basis. I know another concern that Anna Marie had shared with me, and I did get a chance to go out there, was the Isidore house, with the possibility of somebody breaking into it. We both contacted our Rec and Parks contact, and The last I went out there, it looked like the rear of the house was boarded up. And I know looks like there's work being done at the location. So if, there's any other concerns, I would appreciate it if you either forward them to myself or Anna Marie, and we can do our best to get out there and do the extra patrols. Another thing that Anna Marie had mentioned to me was the concern of the gang members hanging out in the park, and I believe that there was like an Uber driver that was followed to the station. They were able to get a good license plate of the vehicle that followed them, and Southwest Division did do a follow-up, and consequently ended up doing a traffic stop on the vehicle, and I believe there was 2 suspects in custody with 1 outstanding.
Any questions? Anybody? Donna?
That pretty much, I did talk to Anna today as well. We are trying to support the problem with graffiti in the rear part of the park, but that's something we'll probably bring up later on. I realize that you're tied up now, and Anna does come through. We make sure that she's aware of what is going on locally, and pictures are taken and followed up with. Do you know if anyone is doing any kind of oversight of the other parks as well as Benny Potter?
Well, the entire Southwest Division is my division through LAPD Security Services Division. So I try to keep up with whatever any of the issues. So for those of you that don't have my email address, I'm going to give it to you guys really quick. If you guys want to grab a pencil or pen to write it down real quick. Whenever you guys are ready, I'll send it out.
Okay, go ahead. I'll put it, I think I have it, but I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, so it's 41694 at lapd.online. And that is my email for work. And if you want to go ahead and put out my, do you have my cell phone number?
Sorry, Officer Ortega, can you give me that again? Sorry, I had something wrong on the screen.
For my email or for my cell phone?
Yeah, for your email, sorry.
Okay, my email is 41694 at lapd.online.
Okay. And then your cell phone?
My cell phone is area code 213-716-5867. I do bring my cell phone home. I answer it when I'm off, weekends, nights. I do go to bed a little late, so I will answer if it's, if I get a call.
Okay.
So Leslie Shaw Park is also part of your area. So
yes,
when you are able to, you go through there and check it as well.
Yes. What are some of the concerns there at Leslie Shaw?
Sandra, do you want to address any? Okay. I don't think anybody, just over like ours, the same types of things that we're trying to limit, and that is excess graffiti in the area and just overall making sure that the park is safe. And once in a while getting someone, the librarian there definitely keeps an eye as well. So I don't know if you've met them at the library next door, so.
Well, yeah, I would like to chime in. We don't have like a lot of graffiti. I went there this morning to take pictures, and there's not many people that hanging out there other than people, parents and their kids. So from the most part, talking to the librarian and the community, right now, I mean, it's ebbs and flows, but right now everything is kind of okay. We just have our neighborly homeless lady who's been there forever, who comes through, cleans up herself in a faucet right there, the water fountain. But for the most part, we're doing okay at this time.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
the Lake
so,
Star Park.
So yes, I know the last time, the last meeting I attended, that was the concern with the lady in the front of the park. I was on a regular basis going over there, moving her along. Now that, it's, we're going to start quickly before we know it, going to be rolling into the warmer weather. And I believe, we're going to still have the issues with her. I can schedule along with the park rangers. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but the park rangers now have a mini like UHRC where they're coming out and helping the homeless, getting them to clean up their excess garbage and waste, and also they really do support us in as far as helping with a lot of the parks and doing their cleanup. So I could reach out to Ranger Kleckner, who heads right now the UHRC for the parks, and he basically does all of their somewhat of a like law enforcement, and he does reach out to us in my unit, and we supplement them with coming out and assisting with all the cleanups.
Okay, so I'd like to interject. I understood before that they didn't have a lot of park rangers, so they've hired more now.
They're starting to hire more, but since we at Security Services have a really good relationship with them, they actually call me or my coworkers in my unit, and we actually come out with them. We've had a couple cleanups at some of the parks, like in the Olympic Division, and we've put some of the parks down in the South End on the radar, so we can have them come out and help us out with the cleanup.
Okay, thank you.
all right,
Yeah,
well,
that-
thank you, Officer Ortega. Are there any other questions? Contact information is in the chat. We appreciate your time. I realize you work at City Council, and I kind of felt sad to ask you to come here tonight, but we appreciate.
No, please, I have. I'm gonna date myself a bit. I'm not as young as you, all you ladies there. I've been with the city since 1991. I started with Rec and Parks, moved on to municipal sports, promoted to park rangers, and in 2006 transitioned over to General Services Police, and then fast forward 2012 came on to LAPD. So to me, the parks are, they hit very close to home because, it's where I started, and it's a passion for me to make sure that, our families in our neighborhoods are able to enjoy these parks. So I do take it kind of personal, and, I make it a point to come out, and please, anytime you guys have a meeting, I'd love to, when we start having these in-person meetings, to meet all of you guys in person. But please, it is very, very, is one of my passions is I do want families to enjoy their neighborhood parks.
Well, thank you so much for coming tonight. We appreciate your time.
Thanks
And
for
if
having
there
me.
are, thank you. No other questions, it seems. And we'll thank you for coming. And if you want to stay, you're welcome to stay. But
I'll stay on
otherwise,
for a
thank you for your time.
I'll stay on for a bit.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Thank-
so
Next on the agenda, because Monica isn't here, Kimberly is going to give us an update. I believe she said Monica provided her with an update. So do you want to get started, Kimberly?
Yes.
And maybe you could introduce yourself again, because Sandra Pruitt is here, and I don't think she's a community member, and she wasn't on the call when you introduced yourself, and you're new. So
Okay,
you don't
no
mind.
problem. No,
Thanks.
not at all, not at all. So my name is Kimberly Simone. I'm actually been with the department a little bit, maybe longer than Officer Ortega. I actually started in 1990. So I've been around for a little while. I am now the Principal Recreation Supervisor 2 in the Metro region. I previously was the Principal Supervisor in the Pacific region. So I'm very well aware of the area. So this isn't new to me, but it's new to me on a different level at this time. So I'm happy to be here since Monica couldn't be, and I would definitely like to assist you best I can. So I'm going to start out with the notes, and I'm just going to read them to you as she sent them to me. The review of the December 3rd holiday event. So the holiday event, the picture with Santa, did go very well as we celebrated inside the house versus outside Benny Potter Park, as in previous years. Approximately 120 people came through the door, which was special as it was the first time for many to come inside of the facility. It was well received, and plan is to make it an annual event. Special thanks to David M., Donna J. from West Adams Avenues, Jackie N. from CD10, West SC, I guess West Side Council perhaps, and for all of the toy donations. Every child received a gift that day, even after the event during our Winter Day program. Thank you all again.
That's great. And just so you know, David M. is David Murray. He's on the call, and Donna Jones is Donna J.
Okay.
So they're
Okay.
active community members. Oh, you're on mute again.
All right. You know, when I use the laptop, I don't have a problem. I'm using my phone, so I apologize. The next item, it says Benny Potter Park, South Sea House lighting and security camera installation completion date. Followed up earlier this month, and the contractor is awaiting for clearance from LADBS in order to proceed.
Okay, and just so you know, about last year or so, we advocated to get some funding for lighting and security cameras. We worked with CD10 and Kathy Santiago Domenico or Daryl Ford, somebody over there gave us some money along with Quimby funds, and we are getting 7 security cameras and lights in the annex near the South Seas house and the Isidore house and in the annex adjacent to both those facilities. So it was supposed to be completed mid-January. So I guess we're just waiting for DBS, Department of Building and Safety, to give an approval. Does she have any idea when that is going to happen, or?
She didn't indicate anything in these notes, but I will follow up with her.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And then the next item says outstanding working job orders, repair of linoleum flooring, carpet cleaning, etc. Both linoleum flooring and carpet were submitted as emergency priority job orders. Maintenance took measurements of the carpet space last week on 119 on a possible solution or replacement of the flooring.
Okay, and so just in case you're not familiar with the South Seas house, it is a historic facility, and it was renovated with several caveats. One, that it'd be available to the public, but also that it would maintain its historic status. So that the flooring in the back is unfurling, the corners are unfurling, and it needs to be replaced with linoleum. And there are only really one qualified contractor to do that, and that's Linoleum City. And Monica is aware of that, so I think she put the caveat in for that. And also there appears to be, I mean, I know we've had some crazy rain, but there appears to be some water intrusion from the back door that could be undermining the underlayment to the linoleum. When I was there a couple of Saturdays ago, they had towels down to absorb some of the water. So Monica is aware of that, but that is something that we're going to be, trying to look out for to make sure that it's repaired properly. And what was the other thing on there? The linoleum floor. Oh, and then the carpeting. So the carpeting is filthy. And she did put a work order in. It's been a few years, so it's probably about time that it is replaced, but it can, as far as I'm concerned, it can just be cleaned and maybe we can get another year out of it, but it has been a few years. It is good carpet. It does have really thick underlaying padding on it.
Okay.
So hopefully when it's repaired, it's with the same quality that is going to be removed. Laura, I saw your hand up.
Up and down. Can you hear?
Yeah, but can you introduce yourself also, Laura?
Oh, sure. Thank you. Hi, Kimberly. My video is going on and off. I'm Laura Myers, and I served with Teresa on the UNNC board, but long before there was a United Neighborhoods Neighborhood Council or any other neighborhood council, I helped raise the fund, the initial fund back in the early 90s with the, let's see if I can remember this, South Seas Health Organizing Committee, to ensure that it would be restored. And then the city stepped in, then council member Nick Holden, and found almost $2 million, which was a whole lot more than we had raised, obviously, to finish the job. We just started the job. So why I raised my hand, Kimberly, it's that it, just to emphasize, it does need to be linoleum and not vinyl. I mean, there's products that look like linoleum, but are not. And in terms of the carpeting, Teresa, it's extraordinarily expensive to replace because we paid for it twice, actually, not the city, but the first round wasn't good enough quality, but it is for ADA and wheelchair accessibility. So if it's dirty but not wretched on the edges, the best thing is to keep it clean rather than set up replacement again. Just because of the way who has to do it and how much it costs, because it has to be for wheelchairs.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions about that, Kimberly? I know you're coming in new and we're throwing a lot of things at you at this time, but
No, I don't have any further questions. I'll make sure that I follow up with Monica just to find out what's going on the job orders and see where we are as far as a date on the with the information regarding the light cameras or when they're going to begin. And we'll take it from there. I can follow up on the job orders actually myself when I get in first thing in the morning, but just in case she has any additional information, I'll find out as well.
Okay, David?
I'd be happy to go around and see if I can see what's leaking by the back door.
Okay, that would be great. I think it just needs a door sweep or, a rubber sweep in the back. I just noticed there was a lot of water coming in and hadn't been that way in the past, but then not, a foot or two from that area is where the linoleum is buckling. So maybe there has been intrusion coming from the deck or in some other way, and that's what's causing that. So if you could take a look, that would be great, David. I appreciate that.
David, take a look for gutters. I heard there was a problem with gutters and they were reported, and that might be a job order that's open to Kimberly. But
Okay.
The gutters across the back,
Okay.
where the water was, if they weren't working, they aren't complete, or they are backed up, something like that.
And I will say that I forgot to invite Michelle. She was one of the original architects who worked on this, Kimberly, on the facility, Kimberly. So, it's 20 years old, so she would have a really good idea of what aspects of the building are deteriorating or that, need some updating. So maybe we could I can get her and invite her to come to the Southeast House with Monica, maybe a group, and we can do a walkthrough and talk about some of the necessary repairs. Laura?
Yes, I'm sorry. While we've been here, I looked on the Building and Safety website to see what's going on. And they've come out for inspections, plural, but corrections are being issued. So that's the delay. I don't know what the corrections are.
Could it be for the lighting, the security cameras and lighting?
Yeah, for that permit, there is a permit, and it's like they came out, partial inspection, next one was corrections, then they came out for more partial inspections, and then another round of corrections. So I have no idea what the corrections might be.
Okay, great. Okay, any more questions on that? Anybody? If not, we'll move on to agenda item 6. Do you want me to take this one, Donna? Sorry, I've been jumping on you, over you.
Oh, no, because,
Okay.
if you have information, we want to talk about this, and definitely this is an information on your part, and I will jump in as needed. Please
Okay.
go ahead.
So effective March the 1st, we will be allowed to start having in-person meetings. And the United Neighborhoods Neighborhood Council would like to host our standing meetings and possibly the governing board meeting at the South Seas House. The West Adams Avenues has supplied a virtual conferencing system. We did a test with that with the television that's there, and it's really good. So what we want to do is to make sure that there are staff or a staff person available. There are 12 meetings that would be hosted there monthly. 2 are HPOZ meetings, and then several UNNC meetings and the West Adams Avenues meeting. And Laura can give a little update on the staffing that was built into the renovation or the staffing requirements that were allotted for the community to use that facility. Because I feel Monica, she's new, and as are you, Kimberly, was unaware that the South Seas House is required to host community meetings. So Laura, could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, so maybe my video comment. So again, back in the 1990s, the community had started out raising funds for the project. And after we reached a certain dollar amount that the council office thought was more than sufficient for money coming out of the pockets of neighbors, they went out and applied for prop this and prop that. I don't remember prop K, I don't remember the exact names of the funds, but they applied for close to $2 million in public state funds and maybe some federal funds and some CDD funds. But essentially the Recreation and Parks Department did not pay even a penny for acquiring the house, nor for the renovation of the house. And some of the funds came with strings attached. And the big string is that it's for community meetings, that the downstairs is essentially a community meeting room. And there was also funds attached for computer learning classes, which for a long time there were computers in classes. The computers stayed until recently, but they're completely outdated at this point, actually. So we are typically Monday through Thursday evening, 6 to 9, to be available for community meetings, not just random. I mean, it can also be random meetings, but the specific ones were the neighborhood council meetings, HPOZ board meetings, in other words, city sibling meetings for sure, and then other as they can work out in the schedule. So there never was a problem, because before COVID, there were also usually some sort of adult classes upstairs anyway. So the community meetings are downstairs, and there has to be a staff member sitting there, and it closes up sharp at 10 o'clock. They're never allowed to go past that. So we haven't had any meetings there for 3 years for obvious reasons. I don't know if there's anything else I should be saying.
So Kimberly, we'd like to make sure that it's staffed for 12 meetings a month. And as Laura said, we'd try to be out by 9, at least from 6 to 9, to have it available. Also, we'd like whoever that evening person is to be able to set up the equipment. We're looking for, I've asked the neighborhood council that's on the agenda to provide funds for a new television, a large screen television, for a computer laptop, and a wireless mouse and keyboard. And the community, we're all looking for a large cabinet that we can store these items with the lock on it, and including the video conferencing system. So is there, besides completing the documents to reserve the rooms, is there anything else that we need to discuss with you or with Monica? Because Monica thought there may be some fees involved, but there aren't. So can we discuss that with you now?
I just need to go back and see, because as you mentioned, this was these arrangements were made back in 1990, and I don't have any of that paperwork in front of me. I don't know if there's a copy of that.
well-
Not saying that you've given me any information that isn't correct. It's just that we have to have paperwork to justify whenever we're open or we're having any kind of meetings outside of our normal work hours.
Okay, well, just to keep in mind that there were meetings there before COVID, UNNC meetings there before COVID, the planning and zoning, HPOZ, recreation, we were there. But I believe on the form, there is a box that says to waive the fee. So I'm not sure, Laura, if there's the original documentation, but
I'm sorry, did you just call my name? I walked
yeah,
out.
I'm sorry. Is there the original packet or documentation or the MOU with recreation?
It's from 18, 17, and 19 years ago. I don't know. Or
Okay,
more.
well, I guess my question is this: how do we move forward a lot with staffing for 12 meetings that do not require payment to recreation and parks?
Wouldn't that be something that UNNC would do since it's under that umbrella?
No, there should be no fees paid by anyone for neighborhood council meetings. That's
Correct.
what we're saying.
Right.
I mean, it's automatic at the libraries. They actually have.
Exactly.
And
Right.
Sandra, you remember this because remember we
Right.
did the event in the park.
I know. I'm just thinking it's already like woven before we had COVID. We were meeting there, so I'm not sure what the change is now. Why is there?
It's there's a form usually that's a fee waiver. I can tell no one can hear me. A fee waiver form, and it has a list of entities that do not need to pay fees, including neighborhood
Okay.
councils. But
So that should be an easy fix, right?
It's just the hours have to be official. It has to be open till 9 o'clock during the week.
And that's what I was trying to explain, that yes, no, we don't charge for these types of meetings. It's just if staff have to be paid, but you've indicated that that's already been woven in previously. And I was just asking if you had anything in writing, but I know of a couple of directors that have worked there previously, and I'm sure you're all familiar with Charlton Stubbs.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm sure he's aware.
Oh, yeah.
Gavin
Yeah.
is aware. Does Gavin still work there?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Does Gavin still work there? He's well aware.
I'm sorry, you were all kind of speaking at the same time. I didn't hear who you said.
Gavin
Glenn is a staff member there.
Okay.
And he's been there a long time, so he may be aware. But I'm bringing this to your attention because when I talked to Monica, she said that we would have to pay a fee. So
okay,
if we could,
yeah, I can figure all of that out, and then we definitely will need an application to be completed just so we have paperwork on file. Okay,
Kimberly, do I need to fill out one application for each separate committee, or is this a master application that lists the committees and their nights? I don't mind doing multiple. I just need to know what you want.
if you're able to put all the information on one doc, then I would say one doc, but I don't know if you're able to put all of that on one doc, because if it's going to be a series of, let's say, the third Monday of every month, I'm just not quite sure, because you mentioned 12 meetings and perhaps you can get it all on one document. I'm just not really sure.
Certainly I will, it'll be a separate document for HPOZ meeting, because that's city planning department. So I had agreed to fill out that, but that would be a separate document twice. And it's included in the 12, but it should be a separate document.
Okay. All right. And so when you said the 12 meetings, so you've already got each date identified, so going out further throughout the rest of the year. Is that correct? Okay.
Like this meeting is always the fourth Monday of the month.
Right.
So these are all standing meetings.
Yeah, planning and zoning is the first and third Wednesday. I mean, we definitely have a grid, because separate from the South Seas House, the grid of meetings is created around many other communities' meeting nights as well. They won't all be at South Seas House, but we long ago created a grid of meetings so that everybody could go to any meeting they wanted and not have to pick and choose.
Okay.
So throughout the month. Okay. I hear the pass, and then do I give the forms to Monica or copy you, Kimberly?
They need to go through her first.
Okay.
Yes.
So mentioning that, there are, there are 6-foot tables, there are several 6-foot tables and lots of chairs. Right now, those items are stored inside against the wall or in various locations throughout the facilities. So the next agenda item is about how can we go about acquiring some exterior storage so we can put these tables and chairs in there? What is the procedure for that, Kimberly?
So are you asking that we get a bin? Because I'm just thinking on the property, I'm not quite sure where that would fit. I haven't been over to the house in probably about 15 or 20 years. So space wise, I don't know what's there and available for us to bring something in to store anything.
Well, mentioning that, maybe we could do a walkthrough. We can get some people and we could do a walkthrough with you and Monica and talk about some of these things.
Okay.
And I don't have the picture. I don't have a picture, but I know right now there is some kind of outdoor storage.
On the deck.
Yeah. Well, no, this one is way in the back on that
Oh, yeah.
part. That's really in the alley, but it's really part of the actual parcel. So I was thinking about something adjacent to that or connected to that. I don't know. And David?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been back there. Sorry.
Okay. So can we get a walkthrough with you and Monica, Kimberly? Or do we just need to have Monica submit? Or would you like for us to price it out? Or how would we go about getting that?
I'd like to come myself along with Monica, but I'd like to be there and meet with all of you. So, or whomever's going to be there so that I could see it as well.
Okay.
That'd be
So-
great.
Yeah, so why don't we try to coordinate something with Monica? Monica can reach out to us and then we'll try to coordinate a meeting to talk more about that. But
Okay.
that would be very helpful because we are going to need these 6-foot tables, probably two of them, maybe 4 of them when we start having these in-person meetings. So.
And
right
I
now
think
it's-
storage, because the house does not have a basement or other storage is at a premium. And it's important that we provide for them as well as when they have additional activities, computer activities, classes, they could use some storage. So we could come up with a plan so that the director has access for their classes as well as other meeting groups coming. There will be a place to store the mechanisms that are necessary for the group meetings.
That sounds great.
Laura.
Yeah, I know for upstairs there is some storage for like folding chairs, but we don't want to have folding chairs going up and down the stairs. So, because when they had the classes upstairs, that wasn't an issue. The folding chairs for upstairs stayed upstairs. There's a big closet off the front bedroom, which is the director's office, and then there's a small closet in the west bedroom. And then there's one more space, but that's not useful for downstairs community meetings. They should be carrying stuff up and down the stairs.
Okay. All right. Yes, Sandra.
So when we had meetings there before COVID, there were always tables and chairs. We no longer have those tables and chairs at the South Seas House?
No, we have them. It's just that they're lining
hallway.
the hallways. They're obstructing the walkways. It'd be better for the flow if you're going to have a lot of people in there to have those chairs and tables stored
Okay.
outside the building and instead of the way they are now,
Okay.
I think. And there's also some other, I don't want to say junk, but there's other stuff, you know what I mean? These are items that she needs. There's a carry-away thing with lots of arts and crafts and other items in it. These are some things that can just be stored outside and when needed, brought in and then taken back outside and stored. Okay, so we'll ask Monica to coordinate a meeting so we can all do a walkthrough. Thank you, Kimberly, for that.
No problem.
The next item is the sage shell for the Leslie Shaw swing area. I believe Donna talked to you about that in the past. Donna?
Yes, Kimberly, that's when we met. We were talking about the shade sale for the area where the kids swing, the swing area where there was not enough tree or shade for it. So it's something that we had talked about.
Right. And I think you were working with maintenance at that time. Is that
Yeah.
correct? Yes.
Yeah,
And so
I actually talked to the guy who designed the park,
okay.
and he said he was putting in for it, but we haven't heard anything more about it. He said at the time, now when they do a park, they put in immediately for normal protections from the sun. So, but he said that hadn't happened. That wasn't part of, at the time, the design. And he
Okay.
was working with it. So you did put me in touch with the person that took over Bill Lopez's position, and he
Right.
out. So do you have any idea who outside of that person, is there someone who has your position for Leslie Shaw?
I will find out tomorrow so I can find out what's going on. Because the last person that you spoke with, I'm sorry, the phone kind of broke up a little bit. Whom did you say that was?
Well,
I know
the
you.
person who took over for Bill Lopez. I have him
Okay.
in my phone.
Your was it Uvalde? No, what was his name? It began with the U. Urahai? I remember that guy, Donna? No? Okay.
I can
Uh,
find out. I can find out.
But can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, this is the area right here. And it gets extremely hot. And several times when I've been over there, I've talked to parents and they've asked if there's any way to get a shade screen in there. Sandra, your hand is up.
Yeah, so we've talked about this several times. Over the years, it's, as everybody already knows, I was the one that got the community together, and we were very satisfied with the way the park is. The thing about the sunshade over the swing set, it would change the degrees up there sometimes. It will, if it's like 75 outside and we have a sunshade shed over the swing set, it brings the temperature down to like 72. We come to the park for the sun. You know, we really can't satisfy everybody all the time. I don't think it's fair that a minority of people are having the say so of what the majority worked very hard to get. We're very satisfied on hot days.
Why don't you like why
outside.
would you not like the sale?
I'm telling you, I'm talking about it.
Yeah. No, but you're just saying, but I'm asking why you would not like it.
I'm telling you
Is it
why.
aesthetically you wouldn't
I'm
like it?
telling you why. Yes. On hot days, we go outside for vitamin D. We go outside for the sun. When you put the shade up, it changes the temperature of the kids swinging. We're outside, the sun comes up on the east side of that park. I've taken pictures of it today as well. And it looks beautiful like that, you know, and if it's that hot outside, no one's really outside that hot. In the area closest to the park, there is on the southeast corner by the library, there's supposed to be big trees that were there. The trees were taken up because they were rotten and they were never replaced. If those trees were back in place, like as they were designed to be, with the person who actually, the architect that the community worked with to put the plan together, then we would have some shade over there. But to put up, when I look at the swing set, how would we obstruct something over the swing set? I mean, even in Vegas, when we get triple digit weather, Vegas and Arizona, there's no shade over the swing set. And the majority of the people that live there are happy with the way it is, once again. So I object to it then, and I'm objecting to it now. And I don't think it's fair that a few people, several people, like 3 or 4 people that go to the park all the time, are able to say what the majority worked really hard to get.
If I could just say, I think you're taking offense when there is none. No one is criticizing.
I'm not
the
taking
original.
offense. I'm just saying
Can I
that
just finish?
a
I allowed
minority
you to
of
talk.
people.
I allowed you to talk. It's now my turn. The original design and the construction is beautiful, and I think it was well conceived, and you and your team did a great job. But there's always room to make things better. I hear your point about having a tree. Maybe there's an opportunity to put a large tree here. You know, I'm an advocate for trees. But I do know that it is extremely hot. I do know that when I was there were parents with fair-skinned children who said it was really hot, and they asked for if there was possibility to get a shade sail above this area. It would have nothing to do or a criticism of the construction or the beauty that was originally, you know, created here. It's just a way to improve it. I hear your concerns though. Donna, you have a comment?
Oh, no, I
Well-
want to have something else to say.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go
It would
ahead.
change the shade, like on the days when it's nice and mild outside, then we put that shade up, it makes it cool in that area. And if it's extremely hot and parents are outside with their kids on the swing set, I had a daycare. We would go up there, but we knew the hours when it started getting hot. So really nobody's outside when it's extremely hot anyway, swinging with their kids. They're always looking for some shade. They're not leaving the house to go to extremely hot park to be outside. They might be a little discomforted, but the park and the shade would take away from the design we have. It'd make it cooler over there, and it would block the sun from coming in that area. And we go to the park for the sun, and then there's other trees that are growing for the shade. And once again, I do not think it is fair for a minority of people to whine and complain about something and change it for the majority of people that live there.
Well,
Okay, hold on just one second, Donna. Thank you very much, Sandra. But there, that I just showed the picture. There are no trees in that one area. There were trees there, and you said they were rotted. I don't know if they were overwatered or what happened, but there are no trees in that east area right now. So there isn't any shade from trees in that area. There's shade on the other part, but not in that area. Go ahead, Donna.
well, actually, we're not saying a minority, we're saying people who use the park. That was something that was discussed, about almost a year ago. And they actually did go out and look. And I agree with you, a loss of trees would cause a difference in what is happening near the play area, the swing area. So definitely it isn't a few people. What happened in the beginning, even at Benny Potter, we've had to make changes and update, change, bring about what is going to be good for the park. So I understand your concerns, but certainly those people who are using it, if they would like some shade, I'm sure it's not going to be an issue.
Once again, people like a lot of things. This is a park. You go to the park for the sun. I don't think that's fair, regardless of few people new people moving in the neighborhood. This is how gentrification becomes a problem. We worked for 40 years, 3 years straight to get that park. 40 years of no park, $1 million park, beautiful as it is. And then people come in and start whining about it. It's a gift that they have. And it's supposed to be sunny like that. We like it that way. The majority of the people like it. On the agenda, it said several people, and that's just not fair.
Well, I just, not to be combative here, but I have several people talking about it. What group are you talking about? Because the people that came to us are asking for it. If you have a group that says, no, we want it to stay, okay. But I will say that the day I took those pictures, which was last year, it was hot, and it wasn't even it wasn't July.
Parks do get hot though.
Swing going back and forth, pardon me?
Parks do get hot. People come outside because of that.
That's why people put up umbrellas and shade sails.
Yes.
Well, that's why they have umbrellas, and to have a young child back and forth, trying to, be on the swing. I'm not sure. Laura, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to jump into a debate between people. I just do want to say, Sandra, the park design is gorgeous, and I know you worked hard on it, as did others. What has happened in the interim, I think, is maybe less, quote, gentrification and more climate change. It is in the summer times now so much harder even than when the park was designed. Putting back some good trees would really help too. But I think we need to be cognizant that as time goes on, we should be everywhere trying to create more shade. Not necessarily specifically a shade sail over a particular structure. I mean, I don't want to jump in. I was not been involved in these designs, but we do need to understand that many of our parks are we're going to need to start thinking about how to do some shade because it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
Thank you, Laura. So I see that you're totally resistant, but what I would like to do is to get some design ideas and then maybe bring them back and see if there's any kind of design idea that would work or that you would feel would complement the work that you guys did when you put the park together. Would you be open to that?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And also there's other things that we can have them, if putting the tree, I would like to suggest, I have some pictures too. Can I share the pictures? Is there a way I can share my pictures?
Or just 1 second. Okay, I think I've made you co-host.
So I'll go share screen. Oh, wow. How would I find where my pictures are?
We can't help you there.
Oh, wow.
The trick with them, where are the things you want to share?
OMG. Okay, well, I have to work on this, getting my computer skills up. So the area we're talking about, there's like bushes out there now that were supposed to be trees or weeds that have overgrown. If we could have that taken care of, that southeast corner where they should have put the trees back. Also, the walking trail that is around the perimeter is starting to be, I see they have cut back the vegetation, but also the grass is starting to grow up in the walking trail. We can get them to clean that up. The trash, not the trash can, but the water fountain. It can use a facelift, a nice painting, nice green color, if we could bring that back. And I know that the wind has been really high, so it's a lot of leaves out there, but I've seen them clean that up. But yeah, just a little bit more maintenance around the walking trail, get those trees put back in the front southeast corner, closest to the library, and paint the water fountain. That would be great.
I did find the person who took Bill Lopez's position, who's over that park. Are you interested in having that number, Sandra?
Oh, yes.
If you're ready.
Yeah.
Donna, can you, first of all, can you tell me who that person is, Donna?
Jose Monge, Monge.
Okay. And Kimberly, do you happen to know that maintenance supervisor?
I know of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, can I get the phone number, please?
When you're ready.
I'm ready.
213-572-9244.
Okay.
And it's Monge, Monge.
Monmonge. Jose.
Yes, Monge.
Donna, I dropped because I was throwing it in the chat, but I unfortunately dropped one of the digits for the phone number.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to say it again. 213-572-9244.
Mm-hmm. 9244. Got it. Okay.
Now it's doubled.
Okay.
Got it.
Additional,
Thank you.
I'm going to give one more number. Her name is Crystal Paz, P-A-Z.
Her number is?
Okay, her phone number 213-485-1344.
And that's Crystal
Paz, P-A-Z. And that would mean her email would be Crystal, CRYSTAL .Paz peace in Spanish, PAZ, at lacity.org.
Okay, got it.
I think she may be his assistant, if I'm correct.
Okay, got it.
So those things that you're concerned about at and things that have been left undone, by all means, you might want to
Think
send
so.
pictures and or send an email as well.
Yes. Okay.
So Kimberly,
And then I'm sorry. So then we would have I'm sorry, Teresa. You said that you were going to have some designs.
well, I was just going to ask Kimberly how we can move forward
Okay.
with getting some designs for a shade sale, a shade sale.
Say
What
that
do we
3
need to do?
times.
Yeah, right. What do we need to do about that, Kimberly?
Well, I want to see where it was left off when you were working with Manji previously,
Oh, yeah. The
and see how far
follow-up.
he's gotten. Yeah. So before we start a whole new process, maybe they're midway. I don't know. So I'll need to follow up. And Ms. Pruitt, I was going to ask you when you sent, I don't know if you're going to call or if you're going to send an email because you mentioned you had pictures. If you could CC me on that, and then that way I can also follow up to find out what's going on as well.
Okay.
That way they'll have someone coming at them on both ends, so we
Okay.
can find out what's going on.
And what's your phone number?
My number is 213-485,
Yes.
and I'm going to give you these next digits. It's 1310 because that's what's in my head. But my new number that goes to my portion of the building, I don't have that in my head, and I apologize. But it's in my email. So if you send that email, when I send it back through, it'll be in there. I think it's 5207. I think that's the last
Yes.
4 digits.
That's it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I'll post it right now. I just.
So your
Okay,
email
thank
address would be Kimberly.Somone?
Simone, yes, it's S like Sam, I, M like Mary, O, N like Nelly, E, T like Tom,
Got it.
at lacity.org.
Okay. Everybody's the same. That part.
Yes.
LA. Thank you.
No problem. Because I'm thinking, if maintenance can come out and see about additional trees, they may have to work with forestry because I know, we're still in this drought we have, and so we're not watering as much. So it'll
Right.
depend on what kind of trees they're going to put out. We've been fortunate to get all the rain we did, so that's why a lot of the fields look a lot better, but they've had to
Yes,
cut
they're
back
beautiful.
tremendously. Yeah, but they've had to come back tremendously because of the drought, and as you all know, we're not out of it yet. So
True.
yeah.
We're
Okay,
so
thank
not
you. I
out-
have to leave now.
Thank you for
Bye.
coming, Sandra.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
For listening to
Always.
me, and we'll be in
Always.
touch. Peace and
Thank you.
blessings.
Thank
Okay.
you. You too. Kimberly, we're so not out of the drought that they're praying for no rain. They're doing dances to make sure no rain comes. That's about what it is.
Well, personally, I know we don't prepare for it, and that's why we have all of this damage that takes place, and that's why
Yes.
most of the people don't want rain. But we've got to prepare better. We definitely
That's
do.
right.
And I know when you were
Awesome.
mentioning about the gutters, even at the South Sea House, I'm just thinking there's probably leaves plugged in there and
Yes.
they haven't been flushed, and now we have rain
Yes.
and everything's just sitting, and it's dry. We don't have any rain, so it's just sitting there. So, a lot of things aren't taken care of, unfortunately, not just at our facilities, but just citywide. So,
Right. And people did not expect the amount of rain we received
right.
during December and January. So
Right.
many people are finding out they did have holes in their roof.
Right. Right.
Over the last 10 years, there wasn't enough rain to find them, but they did.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah, but we all got to get prepared.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for the help. Okay. What are we seeing, Teresa?
The next agenda item is old business, and I wasn't sure if I was going to have this ready. That's why I didn't actually make it an agenda item, but we have been talking about it for several months. So just to bring you up to date, Kimberly, we have been with Anita Meacham, and I'm going to go back to Kathy because a few months ago, 8 months ago, we were working with Mary Jones and CD10, and we were able to make some headway with the Wi-Fi in the South Seas house. There is a T1 line, which I know the staff uses for internet, but we wanted to do something with the computer lab that's upstairs. There's 6 monitors and 6 CPUs, I'm going to call them, probably out of date. I know that 2 of the monitors are new, but in order to use any of the computers up there, we needed to get faster internet. We, Don and I lobbied, and now there is Wi-Fi upstairs available for the computer lab. So we've been discussing how we can get more participation, more interest, and we've been also discussing this with Monica. We'd like to have use of the computer, I'm calling it a computer lab, but the computer area, the computer room throughout the day. I'm not sure if you're familiar with our community, but we have a lot of seniors here. And if there was a way we could offer classes during the day, we have several elementary schools, and we could have some kind of, besides the after school program, we have maybe have a coding class or a video game class. I sent Monica some information today on a program that may work, very interesting program. But that being said, we decided, the committee said, well, why don't we send out a survey through the neighborhood council mail system or email, I think it's MailChimp, and send it out to the community to find out if there is a desire to have some computer classes during the day or in the early evening. So I've discussed it with our webmaster, and if we use MailChimp, we can ask 5 questions. If we use Google Forms, we can have more questions, but it becomes a little more complicated. So I said, let's just come up with 5 questions. So I'm just bringing this back to the group tonight to see if we're all in consensus with this, so then I can share it with the webmaster. So what I have, and I'm not sure if everybody can see it, I'll just read it. This would be the preamble. Would you like to improve your computer skills? How about learn the latest version of Excel? Or maybe how to create a design for an invitation or a flyer. The UNNC Recreation and Parks Committee is seeking your input for new computer classes for adults and students to be held at the South Seas House. Please complete the short survey below. Your opinion matters. So the first question, which of the following classes would you be interested in taking? Please mark all that apply. So the webmaster would set up the form where you would just click the boxes and it would tabulate all the information, and then she'd be able to provide us the responses. So these are the ones that I thought of, but maybe we could add some more if you guys can think of any. Creating a Gmail account, which is Google email, Microsoft, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, virtual video conferencing, if community wants to learn how to do Zoom, how to Skype, how to, do Google Meets, video game design, Canva design, Adobe Photoshop, or other. So this first part, you guys, David, Laura, even you, Kimberly, can you guys think of any other programs that people may be interested in? Yes, Laura.
Well, just not just simply creating a Google account. Maybe it's really working with Google, and then the examples are creating a Gmail account, using Google Drive. That's the thing I'm still trying to learn, right? I mean, okay. It's not just a thing that stores things, but you can do programs in Google Drive. So I think it's more about you learning how to use all the Google bells and whistles.
Or applications,
question,
Google,
but working
Google
with
applications. Okay. Okay, that's good. Thank you. David, any other?
And are these, I mean, these are just simple questions, but there's, I don't know if there's, because I can't see the bottom of this sheet, if there's stuff about beginner, intermediate, and advanced.
Yes, I have computer proficiency. Oh. So that was the first one. What kind of classes do you want to take? The next question is, what is your preferred time of day? If we get a lot of people that want to take it in the morning, then that'll help Monica schedule it. On a scale from 1 to 10, what is your computer proficiency level. Level 1 is a beginner and level 10 is, hey, I'd like to even teach this class. So, and I think there's a scale, a built-in scale in MailChimp or Google where you just slide it across or you just click on the number. I didn't put them here. What is your age range? And this will also help give us some other demographic information. And would you be interested in using the computer lab on a walk-in basis? It could be maybe we have it open from 12 to 1, come in between 12 and 1 and get answers, get help with, get computer help. And then people can just show up during that time, and Monica, who's very good, or another staff person can help during that time with any questions. Monica also had a really good idea, which was to have a pop-up computer day or something like that, where like on a Saturday from 12 to 3, or I'm saying 12 to 3, whatever her time was, but on a Saturday, and it's a pop-up, come in and get help on any questions you have on computers or learning Google, you know, all the different apps, the Google apps or whatever. So that will be another, but we do MailChimp, we're only allotted 5 questions. So that's why I took these questions, but that's another idea she had, which I thought was a great idea. Any feedback from anybody?
I think that's great. Definitely needed. We just need to get this out and as much as best we can to the areas in the mid-city or under UNNC umbrella, and or get them out, you know, a little further to some of the other neighborhood councils close by. I know there are many people who would love to have the opportunity to take a class in any of these areas you've already listed. I've already heard it from people that did happen before, and it was very well attended. Kimberly, we definitely want to get the information so that we can build. We're never going to be an athletic park, but we can be a park that provides underserved community with opportunities within this area. And we always were. I think having a computer lab was also one of the assignments for South Seas from the beginning, having community opportunities to meet and having a computer technology opportunity within the community.
Yeah, I think this is a really good start. The survey is general enough where if people have that interest, they'll definitely respond. I definitely will follow up with Anita. That's who my supervisor is. So I'll find out what's going on with what they've done thus far. She and Kathy Santo Domingo, I know Kathy as well, and just to find out where we are. And I know citywide, we've actually put out a survey just to see if we could speed up our intranet for all of our staff and for the computer labs that we have citywide, because it's really bad everywhere. We have staff that can't complete surveys that we have that are a part of their assignments because they're still waiting for it to load, and they go through that problem. So I know it's really bad citywide, but if they've already started on something, I definitely will follow up on that. How long ago did you work with Anita and Kathy Santo Domingo regarding this?
About 6 months ago, but I do think that they did do it, Kimberly. They sent over Spectrum.
Okay.
They did an evaluation, and they have we have now high-speed internet upstairs with the computer lab.
Yeah, I
So,
did write that down. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right.
That was.
They were supposed to provide us with additional computers. I think Teresa said 2 came, but we were supposed to have enough for a lab.
Okay.
And we are picturing the idea of offering what others don't, and that will make, if we build it, they will come, opportunities for robotics and other classes within the area between after school from 3 to 6. People could, young people locally and close by could come for that a couple of days a week, as well as to be able to do their homework. So I know parents pay for classes. We can hopefully get them provided. We're looking at some of the colleges locally. We did have that before, where people who were studying were given an assignment to do a work study a teach opportunity at the facility. And that's how we got our teachers. We didn't pay them. They were given credit from their school to provide a 6-week course or such. So we know money isn't something we have that total access for, but Teresa has some wonderful plans, ideas that I forwarded to you. You have it now.
Okay.
Teresa, what you had put out, I don't know if you send it to her, but you send it to me and Monica. So
Right. Yes, Laura left. Yes, I did not. I'm sorry, Kimberly, I didn't send it to you. I had a great, there's a great software for 3D design for children 10 and over. And I got all the information and I sent it to Monica. Also, it's part of the Microsoft family of things. So it would be integrated. And if we do have people that want to learn Excel or Word or, PowerPoint, the West Adams Avenues, we have some funds. We'd like to be able to supply the software for that. We want to help the United Neighborhoods Council. We also have allocated a while ago some money that's in a pot ready to help with this computer lab. So we just kind of need to get it started. I don't know what version of Windows those CPUs are. I don't know how old they are, but if we're going to try to teach a video game class, it's going to have graphics, a graphic card or some other internal workings to, make this class work. So I kind of we've been coming up with the idea. I shared it with Monica. We're trying to follow the protocol here. Hopefully Monica will share it with you and get you some feedback. Also, I do have a staffing question. So Elaine has been promoted.
Yes.
Which is great. Are we going to get a new Elaine, or are you our new Shinnery? Because we love Shinnery, just so you know. We would have meetings with Shinnery. Donna and I and our we have a quality of life committee that including David and a couple other members outside of the neighborhood council. So whenever we have, we were having a gang issue and a lot of graffiti for a while there, Shinnery was right on board with us, helping us take care of some of those issues. So we really liked her. So, and we're happy for her. But Elaine was only here a short time. We only saw her at a few meetings, and now she's gone. So
yes. Well, I'm the new Shinnery, and Elaine is actually taking over my old position in the Pacific region.
Oh.
So we kind of switched, but we've both been promoted.
Okay.
So congratulations, but maybe you'll be hiding from us too. We are very determined, and our neighborhood is very important to us. They used to call Benny Potter South Seas Pocket Park, and I always told them it's a pocket park to you, but it's Griffith Park to us.
Okay.
So look at it like that.
Okay.
Because we're never getting more green space in Mid-City. We're gonna make this work. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. And we're gonna work with we would love to work with you and to find out what we can do to make things better for those people who are served by this small but mighty space.
I think that's wonderful. I can hear the passion coming through. So I think that's a wonderful thing. I know you, when you were mentioning about the software that you're ready to provide. So We just have to run all of that through our systems, just to make sure that it can be supported and that they support what it is that we're having donated to us. So,
Well, we would just supply the money. I mean, or
okay.
however you
Oh,
want
I
to
see
do
what
it.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I would not, yeah, I would let Monica upload it or buy it or whatever. Actually, the
Okay.
one, the 3D video game design is a free downloadable software, and it's
Okay.
approved through Microsoft. It's a Microsoft product.
Okay.
So, no, we would just, if you need additional funding or something for that, that's how we
Oh,
would work with that.
okay. Okay. All right.
So, yeah, so right now we're just trying to find out what computer hardware has been brought to the house.
Okay.
We promised that 6-8 months ago, and we haven't met to talk about since we've had internet, actually, because we had a dial-up when we started this.
Okay.
So it's come along.
Donna really humiliated them so badly.
I
They were
was
like,
so
dial-up,
shocked.
what are you talking about? Oh my God.
I was so shocked, Kimberly, that when they told me that they had DSL basically or dial-up, I said,
Yes,
if I had known where you lived, Anita, I would have driven to your house. That's how upset I was. Come a long way since they found out I was looking for where they live. So it's exciting. We're looking at changes, and we've already got some wonderful cameras and some beautiful lighting that once it's activated, it's going to make a big difference in the park. And we're looking at getting the house, the Isidore house next door. They did a study. We just hope that we can get the funding to actually get it fully renovated, restored, and we can have 2 facilities for the use of the community.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, we're looking hopefully that Quimby funds. We do a lot of building.
Okay.
And we got the Barack and Michelle Obama facility, Rodale. So now we're hoping for ours.
Yes. Well, that used to be one of my sites when I was a district supervisor. So
Yes.
yeah, I remember the plans for that probably 15 years ago, and then it went to 10 years, and it changed, and we would meet at Baldwin Hills Library, and yes, I remember all of that. So
yeah, it's
yes,
incredible and very exciting.
yes.
But the mid-city area and the area along Crenshaw is supporting so much building and changes that Quimby funds are definitely available, and we're looking to hopefully make our area an opportunity. Well, not looking for a pool. We're not looking for all the other things that came over there. We just want to restore and make the house available for classes and opportunities for young people and adults to be able to do things within the mid-city area. So
yes. Well, when you said
our dream.
Yes, you said the young people and adults, and I know that's including seniors, because that's something I used to oversee. So that's really important to me as well. So yes, so definitely.
It's totally exciting, and thank you so much for coming. We've come to the end of our road tonight, and we'll be back on the 4th Monday of next month.
And Kimberly, if you are able, if we could be invited to your walkthrough at the South Seas House, we would love to come and share with you some of our thoughts and concerns.
Yes, definitely, because that's actually on my way home. So if I need to leave a little earlier from the office and meet you at that time, or if I need to meet you in the morning, just let me know what works best for you.
Okay. We'll wait to hear from Monica. I don't want to, I don't, try to respect her. I don't know what classes she has, or I know she does exercise stuff. So we'll wait to hear from her.
Sounds great.
Thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you. Great meeting, Donna. Thank you very much, Kimberly.
You're quite welcome, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.